My name is Daniel Urenda. I wrote for Politics and News and occasionally for Community. It was satisfying to see something I wrote actually be published into a physical newspaper. This is the first time I've ever taken this kind of course and done this kind of work. I took an intro to journalism class a long time ago, but that's the closest I actually got to actually writing for a newspaper. So it was really cool to see my name above something I wrote and know that other people are reading it. I've grown in the sense that I think it's a lot easier for me to reach out to people and get information from them. For a lot of the stories I had to write, I had to reach out to professors, politicians, people who are professionals in whatever subject I'm writing the article on. So at first I thought it was a little intimidating, but after getting used to it, sending out emails, making calls, meeting people, it seemed like an ordinary, everyday sort of thing. Well, whenever I found out what it was that I was supposed to be writing on for that week, I'd immediately try to contact as many people as I could. You never know who's going to be available. A lot of the professionals I was talking about are usually pretty busy, and a lot of times they can't even get back to me until like a week or two after I tried to reach out to them. So I had to send out as many messages as I could and leave as many messages as I could. After that, writing was pretty easy. Meeting the deadlines was never really a challenge because there's usually enough to write about, no matter what the subject is. It was really just about, getting the information that I needed first. I would suggest that new incoming writers listen to what their editors have to say, listen to what the professor has to say. They're all really helpful. They know what they're talking about. My editor, for example, was always available whenever I sent her a text or left her a message. She'd usually get back to me within a few minutes, or at least that very same day. So the people who work for the Coyote Chronicle are there to help you, and I'd say you should try to take advantage of that as much as possible.
Hi, my name is Blair Hernandez, and I am a new writer for the Coyote Chronicle, and my section is Arts and Entertainment. To be honest, I used my editor's advice, and she told me just put yourself out there, keep me posted, keep me communicated. And it being my first time with the class, not knowing what I'm getting myself into, I just wanted to try something different. Let's see, I used the Media Center and their cameras a lot during my journey with the Coyote Chronicle, and just attending events and checking out the camera in advance for future events. So planning ahead of time has been my strategy, and that's how I've been so successful in the Coyote Chronicle this quarter for spring. And I recommend, once you get a story from your editor, go for it.
My name is Janet Curiel, and I've written for 4 different sections of the Coyote Chronicle for news, opinions, community, and politics. I'm actually a returning writer, so I started last spring. I think from that time to now, I've grown in the sense of my confidence in the way that I write, and the ability to go into a space and being able to maneuver and try and get the stories. Do your research. I think doing the research on what it is that you're assigned, any background story as far as the context of this university and how that may play out in our regional area, and just make it relevant to here. I think doing the research, finding out who's putting on events, where, and if you have the ability to reach out to those people. So I would suggest just doing that in advance, way in advance before the actual story. You don't want to be doing that the 3-4 days before your story's due. Like you get assigned 8 weeks before, reach out, at least 4, just to make sure that you're able to get that interview. For me, I think one of my problems is that I would take really long interviews with people and trying to find the pieces that I think we're going to actually bring the message in the most efficient way. So I would be transcribing an interview that's 20 minutes long and trying to bring it down to 500, 1,000 words. Like that, I think, was the most difficult for me. But I think listening to it multiple times allowed me to be able to pull the sections that I think the reader would best understand and make it simpler for them.
I'm Robert Klimper. I'm a staff writer for A&E, and I also am a unofficial associate editor for Veronica, who's the editor for A&E. I work for the Coyote Chronicle. I knew a decent amount. I had already taken the introductory courses back at San Francisco State, where I took the courses originally because I wanted to see if that was something I'd like to do, because I want to go into gaming journalism. And then taking the course, I realized how much I liked it, and then coming here, I wanted to, I helped a little bit with the paper at SF State, so I wanted to work on it more when I came here for Cal State. And so coming in, this just, and like I said, I took a course here in the first quarter here, so